The Mandela Washington Fellowship for Young African Leaders is a flagship program of President Obama's Young African Leaders Initiative, also known as YALI. YALI seeks to empower young people through academic coursework, leadership training, and networking. The fellowship program will start to accept applications as from today to October this year. That's 2016. Now, to give us the details of the YALI program are two YALI Fellows. That is Reginald as well as Tuli, Shityuwete. Good morning and welcome to GMN.
Good morning, Patrick. Thank you.
What does it mean when people call you guys YALI Fellows? What are we talking about? What is the Nelson Mandela Fellowship for Young African Leaders?
Well, the YALI Fellowship, it stands for the Young African Leaders Initiative. And what it is President Obama's flagship program for development in Africa, really. And what we specifically went on was the Mandela Washington Fellowship. Okay. And that is a 6-week fellowship. It's actually a study opportunity where 1,000 young Africans, well, this year it was 1,000 young Africans, were posted at universities all over the States, although there they call it college. And we are basically able to do a leadership program through one of 3 lenses. So the first lens is business and entrepreneurship, the second one is public management, and the third one is civic leadership. Okay. So it really covers, the 3 sort of pillars that upholds any government or any society, both public and private.
Okay. Yeah. Reginald, obviously you went to the US this year. Tell us a little bit about what type of people get to go? Because, a lot of people are watching and they're like, I like that idea, but I don't think I can go. So tell us a little bit about the process in terms of when you apply and how meaningful the experience was for you.
Yes, going back to the process quickly, the program focuses on young African leaders, people that do change makers in their communities, people that do community work. But as Tuli has said, not only basically in community, but also, in business. Business is also part of our society, so public managers, everybody is the young journalists. If the NBC has quite good young journalists, they are doing a good job. They can also go and be empowered, because the program aims to empower young African leaders also outside the current scope of their work. For my case, for example, I'm in public management, city planning, but you got exposed to other areas as well, so that when you come back, you can contribute to any sector in your country. So, and the focus is for young people between the ages of 25 to 35. But in exceptional cases, there are young people, if you are 21 years of age and you're doing good jobs in your community, then you can also get selected for the program.
Okay. So how does it work?
Also quickly to add there's a new track as well. The energy track is also added now, so it is 4 now.
Okay.
Yes.
So how does it work? So people are watching, they're like, I want to do this. Yeah. Where do they do what they need to do to become a YALI Fellow?
Well, the first thing to do is to visit the website, which is yali.state.gov. And that's where you can find not only the application, but a lot of information on the application. But, it's sometimes a little impersonal, it's sometimes a little tricky to just interact with a web-based platform. So myself and the other fellows, with the help of the American Cultural Center, which, is just full of just the most amazing supportive people, are actually having a series of open houses where we're inviting people to come. We will be there interacting with people, helping people with the application, answering any questions, and really offering our support. So the first open house is actually happening today. Okay. And that's going to be at the American Cultural Center. It's right in the center of town, 3rd floor at the Sanlam building, and that's at 5:30. So there will be 2016 fellows on hand to help people apply, because honestly, this is something I think that has changed our lives.
Okay, I'm going to get to that.
But we just want people to have this opportunity.
And so obviously people go to the open house, and then what are the preceding or post-proceeding kind of process? Is an application? Is an interview? What happens before you're selected?
What happens before you're selected is you get shortlisted, and then you go through a intense interview process. Of course, group work to see how you will work in groups. First, it's a group work session where you will be evaluated, and then individual interviews. That's the process. And the good thing is that selection is done in America as well, So the embassy staff come, do the interviews, they send everything, and then selection is done in America. And for this year, we want a lot of Namibians to apply so that we have a lot of qualifying applicants.
Okay, so obviously, you know, a lot of times before people sometimes go on like a diet, you know, they take like a before and after picture. So if we took like a before Yali picture of you, Tuli, how different would the after picture they be? And the same question applies to you, Reginald.
Wow. The difference is huge. I'd have to say that before I left...
Maybe tell us a little bit about yourself and then, you know, contextualize.
Okay,
Yeah.
sure. So, my name is Tuli Shityuwete, as we have established, and I'm a professional dancer. And I'm one of the directors of First Rain Dance Theatre, which is a Namibian contemporary dance company. But that's the bit that most people know about me. What most people don't know is that for the past 4 years I've been working consistently in human rights. So I've been working for the rights of marginalized and key populations in Namibia and across Southern Africa, for access to health services, specifically LGBTI and sex worker populations. And now with a greater focus on gender-based violence. And, you know, as an entrepreneur, you find yourself constantly, I think, filling other people's cups and working incredibly long hours. And, you know, when you are the driver of something, you often have to even drive the policy around it. And this can, you know, really take a toll. It really gets exhausting. And... you know, it's easy to feel ground down and to lose a little bit of hope and to lose a little bit of your sparkle and your drive. And that's definitely where I was before I left. And
after?
Ooh, my cup is full. My cup is full. I think differently. I see things differently. I am reinvigorated. I'm re-energized. I'm thinking on a completely different level than I was before. I have had the chance to see incredible American companies in operation, like Ben & Jerry's, like Timberland. They took us right into sort of the inner sanctums of these companies and showed us how people are working, how, you know, social enterprise is really making a change, how we can use human-centered design to really push social innovation. And that's what I want to do. That's what I want. Like, that's what I'm obsessed with now, is social innovation and human-centered design and, you know, really coming up with innovative solutions for some of the problems that we're facing in Namibia.
Well, I feel my heart moving. Reginald?
Yes. For the fellowship, I'm Reginald Roman first, working for the Kunene Regional Council, mandated to steer Fransfontein settlement area in the Kunene region. Correct has considered to become the next town of Namibia. So that took me to America. And going there, I learned, you know, the classroom was brought to life in terms of site visits, as Tuli said, taking you to companies, taking you to cities, you know, and you learned there, you know, connecting you with peer collaborators and, you know, forming collaborations with cities and towns in America. And of course, community service, those things, you know, taking that and coming back to Namibia, you know, it shows you that servant leadership does not only mean, you know, in terms of leadership, but it means public service to the people. Yes. So coming back, I will continue doing best what I already did, you know, to improve. So community engagement, open government, you know, you learned what the Americans are doing best, both successfully and unsuccessfully, how they solve challenges, you know, housing and homelessness, that's challenges all over the world. So how they do that and how they get where they are currently, you know. 100 years back, luckily I was posted to Arizona, which was the last, you know, the least developed state 100 years back. But today, Phoenix and Arizona is the fastest developing state in the U.S. It's the same with Kunene, applies the same to Corregas, applies the same to Fransfontein, the work that I'm doing. So I am now inspired to also inspire my people and get them to back the ideas and vision that we have.
Yeah. Well, guys, I think that's really inspirational, just in terms of the transformation that's taking place. So thank you for making time out for German and joining us this morning.
Thank you so much.
Well, maybe if you've been inspired by these young fellows of the Yali Fellowship, that's Reginald Roman and Tuli Shityuwete, they've told us their stories. They've told us they've come from different backgrounds. One a dancer, one obviously a regional council worker at a subnational level, saying that this experience transformed their lives in being able to look at things from a more holistic perspective and changing and impacting their communities in a different sense. So if you're there, you are touched, make sure that you show up to the American Cultural Center tonight. That is on the 3rd floor of the Sunlam building, but there will be other outreaches throughout the country. So visit the American Cultural Center Facebook page for more information. We'll be back.